Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you for joining me for your mid-month musical messages reading for the twin flame soul connections out there. So of course this is not going to be everyone's story, but if it is yours, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If not, as always, please check my channel for other messages you need to hear. And remember, time, energy, and gender are fluid, so reverse roles however they apply to you. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and tap the notification bell so you can catch future readings. So to all of my subscribers, I love you guys. I truly appreciate your love and support. Thank you to those of you who have been so patient in receiving private readings from me as I have been slowly catching up. And as you probably know, those of you who have booked readings with me before, as the list shortens, it grows simultaneously. So it's more of a rolling list. But again, I appreciate y'all's patience. If these general readings do resonate with you, you can always feel free to book with me. And if you're new to the channel altogether and you've never seen a reading of mine before, I'd love to have you. I hope this reading does resonate with you. And if you'd like to connect with me outside of YouTube, feel free to check the description box below. All of my social media links and details are listed down there, including some special discounts with Keen, and also the decks that I use in all of my readings. So if you are new, like I said, we'd love to have you. And if you're new to the twin flame journey, then keep in mind that these readings are made for your spiritual growth, okay? So even though we are going to be looking into the energy of divine masculine, please be aware that this could resonate in a couple of different ways. So whether you're watching this reading about your divine masculine, your person in the physical realm, or you're watching this for your own inner divine masculine, remember that we all have these energies within us, okay? And the whole point of the twin flame journey is mastering that duality of masculine and feminine energy within us, and remembering that we're whole and complete with or without a person by our side, okay? So if you do feel as if you resonate with the twin flame journey, if you feel like you're in separation from your person, if your soul is calling out for someone and you don't even have any idea who it is, again, this reading could be for you. Just take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind, okay? You might find that some of the reading will resonate and some of it might not make any sense. So just leave that part of the reading for someone else and don't get too caught up in it, okay? If it doesn't fit, don't force it, all right? So let's get right into it. And remember, like I said, this is about your spiritual growth. So as we look into the energy of divine masculine, and we play tarot and we check out the energies, keep in mind that everyone does have free will, okay? So even though our paths are destined, we do have the choice of how we walk that path. So regardless of why you're watching this reading, like I said, hopefully it resonates with you, and I cannot wait to hear from you as the reading concludes. So let's see what Spirit wants us to know in regards to the energy of the divine masculine at this time, mid-January, and what's to come over the next few weeks as we approach February already. Okay, so we've already got some cards coming out on the floor. So we've got the biome, which is all about connection. And we have the sun, which is divine masculine energy. So I love this card because it's so fluid, right? So even though the sun is a star, a giant ball of gas, the image here is so fluid, similar to a waterfall. Okay, so I am recording this reading during the full moon in Cancer, so this is very relevant to the energy that's playing out right now, a very flowing and emotional energy of release. And the key word here is light. So as you can see, we've got these two individuals here enjoying the show, and looking to this light for peace, for comfort, for guidance. With connection showing up here with this energy, I feel as if the masculines right now are experiencing a lot of lessons in the world, okay? Realizing how they are connected not only to you, Divine Feminine, but to everyone, to the source. So this masculine energy coming up very strong in the sun is very positive. Okay, this is a very energized type of a feeling that the masculine is having, and this could be a little bit of a foreshadowing of what's to come in the coming weeks, as I mentioned. So if you're feeling this pull from your masculine at this time, or you're wondering why you are feeling so connected to them, it's because the feeling is mutual. Okay, so if you've been experiencing some synchronicities, or again you've been leaning on your own inner divine masculine, it is because your divine masculine is connecting to the source, connecting to you, connecting to their own energy, and they're allowing it to flow. Okay, this full moon rising up over this mountaintop and flowing down like a waterfall, this could be a very emotional time for the divine masculines as well. And talking about societal expectations and things of that nature, you know, masculines are supposed to be strong and manly, right? But unfortunately, what that tends to do is create a lot of distorted masculine energy, where they feel as if they need to hide behind some mask, or where they can't truly express themselves in this world. So seeing this golden energy and light flowing so freely, and knowing that they're experiencing this connection, is almost comforting. Okay, so again, this full moon in Cancer, we just talked about in the general collective reading about how there's this need or this feeling of wanting to be with the one who feels like home. Okay, so again, if you're feeling that pull and that connection with your masculine at this time, it's because the feeling is mutual. Okay, so let's get into more about what's going on internally. Let's find out what they're thinking and feeling, what's going on in their environment, how they're viewing you at this time, and overall just do a little bit of a check-in. Okay, so before I do that though, I kind of want to see what's at the bottom of the deck here. Oh wow, so we have gravity and groundedness. So with these two butterflies here, butterflies or moths, I can't really tell, they're cute either way. There's been a transformation of sorts, okay? And this could be the masculines literally starting to feel the gravity of their external situation, knowing that the time of separation has involved massive transformation. And this could be them feeling the need to get grounded in this chaotic energy of retrograde season. So this could also be them kind of picking up on the divine feminine's energy as well. So, you know, we've talked about these feelings of needing to get grounded or stay in our divine feminine energy of creation and open our arms to the universe, right? Allow ourselves to accept the blessings, okay? Accept the good fortune and all the great things that are coming our way this year. And I think the feminine's groundedness has caused the masculine to again realize the gravity of the situation here. Feminine's been holding down the fort, okay? Not in not in a hard or closed off way, but in a very open and emotionally grounded way. I see this woman here, very feminine, in this beautiful pink chiffon dress sitting on top of the world. All of these animals have come and gathered around her like Snow White. And I think this is something to say about how the feminine's energy is capable of pulling people in, okay, into her orbit. And we were talking about this a little bit in the general reading as well. You know, feminines, if you've been feeling like like you are the sun in a sense, and everyone in your environment is attracted to your light, unfortunately, that magnet that you pull these individuals in with, unfortunately, not all of them are going to be capable of handling the intensity of that light, right? And so, as you can see, there's a little bit of a pause or a rest here for this feminine energy, and all of these planets are swirling around her. But you can see that both of these butterflies are transformed, okay? They've taken their final shape. And they are both using their strength, their efforts to keep this feminine up. Okay, so I kind of feel as if there's something going on in the 5D right now between you and your masculine. You might not be able to see it, but based on the energy that you're putting out there right now, feminines, staying grounded, staying focused and calm, and knowing what it is that you want to create in your world, it's causing these masculines to feel that connectedness, okay? To step up in their own light and to allow their true emotions to finally flow, okay? So that was a little long-winded, but hopefully y'all are still with me. So let's get into the tarot. I've decided to use the Friends Tarot for this reading since I am currently rewatching the series. And we're also listening to some Central Perk Lo-Fi, which I will tag in the description box. So like I said, let's get into it. Let's see what's going on with the Divine Masculine, what they're currently thinking and feeling under the energy of the full moon, how this retrograde is transforming their mind. Kind of does seem like your mind is melting a little bit during a time like this with Venus and Mercury retrograde, but let's take a closer look at what's going on within the Divine Masculine's conscious awareness in regards to the journey. As I say journey, we have a ton of cards popping out, so I feel like that's a bit of a story, okay? So first off, we have the Seven of Wands, which is the energy of what we're picking up in the general collective reading. Seven of Wands came out for the present energy. So I feel as if right now the masculines are very focused on standing up for themselves. Okay, Rachel in Friends was kind of at odds with her career in a sense, or figuring out what she wanted to do with her life, coming to New York with nothing, deciding to forfeit her father's money and walk away from Barry. It was a tough decision, right? But at the end of the day, she wasn't going to get married to someone who she didn't love. She wasn't going to go along with a facade of a life that wasn't fulfilling for her. And for that, even though Rachel might come across as a very ditzy character, I feel like she was one of the strongest characters in Friends, because she took her life and turned it completely around, okay, through hard work, through perseverance. And this is the warrior's pose. So Rachel is preparing to take on this energy of opposition, okay? And that is exactly what's happening with the masculines consciously right now. They are thinking about fighting that good fight, standing up for what they believe in, okay? They could even be acting very defensive right now. And this could even be them kind of going back and forth with themselves in their own mind and having a little bit of a struggle over what's right, what they know is right, and what they have been told is right? Or feeling like maybe torn between what they know they need to do versus what they've been told they need to do. So again, kind of feel like this masculine is very conscious about the battle ahead, ready to stand up for themselves, ready to stand up for the connection, and possibly communicating that on some level. Again, maybe this could be in the 5D. Okay, so let's take a look at this little backstory here. Lots going on. So we're starting out with the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy. This is forward motion, action, movement, but it's a need to gain balance before doing so. So I kind of feel this energy of the cars running, right? It reminds me of the episode where Phoebe takes Joey in the taxi to go find her real dad, right? And instead of finding her real dad, she finds her brother, but in the car, they're sitting there waiting, right? Phoebe's so scared to go inside, she just leaves the car idling. She ends up hitting their dog and just going through a bunch of things, right? In order to get to that final point of going inside, right? Walking through the door, taking that step and introducing herself. So I do feel as if the masculines have been kind of revving the engine a little bit, knowing that they want to move forward, but still needing to kind of balance things out in their physical world. And with the Two of Cups in the reverse, I think this has to do with just the simple fact that any relationships that they've been involved in the past have not been truly balanced, okay? They've been experiencing an imbalance in romance, in partnership. This is, you know, two people who are supposed to be respecting each other and connecting spiritually. This is a card of union, but in the reverse, this is telling me something that has evaded the masculine has been this equal partnership, this sense of feeling at home with someone that they truly love, that they respect, that they know that the feelings are mutual. Two of Cups is about two individuals with full cups, right? Not two people who are empty inside and looking to each other for validation. And I think that's what a lot of these masculines have been experiencing, okay? Which is why, even though they want to move forward in their lives, they seem to be a little bit stuck, okay? Dealing with conflict day in and day out, because they've been entertaining situations where they have been maybe feeling, like I said, empty or with a lack of true spiritual connection. To really drive that point home, we've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse as well. So like I said, this masculine is becoming aware of the fact that the reason their partnerships haven't been working, the reason they've not been able to find true union with someone, is because their own cup is empty, okay? They're not taking care of themselves. They're not loving themselves. And so how can they possibly come into a partnership with an empty cup, right? You can't do that, because you're just setting yourself up for a bunch of toxicity, all right? So masculines are coming to this awareness. They're understanding that their cup is empty, and they see now that in order for them to have this victory, they're going to need to truly be honest and authentic about who it is that they truly do love. They need to understand that true unconditional love is not something that you chase. It's not something that you buy. It's not even something that you give. It's something that you are. And so the Queen of Cups popping up just simply tells me, Divine Feminines, your masculines are fully aware that the reason their relationships haven't worked out in the past is because they've not met someone who's fully capable of unconditional love. They've not met someone who has been able to touch them and help them experience these feelings on such a deep and profound level. Okay, this is your energy here, Divine Feminine, someone who does not chase, someone who has a full cup, someone who loves themselves enough to know that they can't love someone else if they're not taking care of themselves. So again, going back to this image here of this grounded Divine Feminine energy sitting here in her beautiful ball gown on top of the world, it's very symbolic, right? A major lesson in this world is remembering how to love, remembering that you are that source of loving energy. Six of Wands, this masculine is fully aware that in order for them to be happy and successful and prosperous in this world, they need to be authentic and they need to match this energy right here. Okay, they need to get on your level. So again, going back to that connected feeling, that feeling of this like overwhelming emotional waterfall just kind of pouring out gracefully into this masculine's environment, and that is you. Okay, you are the masculine's light. You are the sun to them. You're the one that keeps them going, because your love for them can never dry up. Okay, no matter how angry you are with your masculine, no matter how upset you are with how they've treated you in the past, regardless of the circumstances, unconditional love is not something that can ever dry up. Okay, unconditional love is not something you can fit in this cup even. It's something that overflows and continues to flow like that never-ending waterfall. So I do feel too as if there's been a little bit of a transformation here for the masculine. Maybe they've reached this level of small victory by understanding and recognizing these facts, seeing the feminine for who they truly are, knowing that they've not experienced this true authentic love in other partnerships before. Maybe simply acknowledging that is enough for them to transform their situation and make some lasting changes. So I kind of feel like, again, I was simply asking about their conscious awareness, but I do have a feeling that this is also a little bit about their heart space as well. So let's clarify that. clarify the masculine's heart space, please. King of Swords. So it's like, again, in their heart, they're already fully aware of the truth. They know, and they're very clear about how they're wanting to communicate and proceed moving forward. In their heart, they already know that they're done tolerating any bullshit from anyone that's not on their level. And the King of Swords can be very cold and calculating. But when I see Chandler here, I think to myself about how Chandler was in the show, right? Someone who's very picky, someone who is a master communicator, right? And honestly, I think that Chandler was probably a Gemini. That's just my personal opinion. But either Gemini or Virgo. I'm feeling like a mercurial energy here. But when I see this King of Swords popping up in the heart space, this is the masculine realizing like they can no longer lie to themselves about what's true. They can no longer try to distract themselves from what they know is real and right in their heart. And this is someone who is preparing to speak their truth. King of Swords is clear, concise, and effective, and they do not mince words, okay? They're not going to just sit around and bullshit. They're going to be very forthright with how they communicate. And this is also a very strong Aquarian energy as well. So let's talk about how the masculine is viewing the feminine at this time. How's the masculine viewing the feminine in the 3D? The Emperor. Interesting. More divine masculine energy. So, feminines, I'm going to say it very simply, okay? The masculine views you as divine masculine energy. They view you as someone who is completely in control of their life, of their environment. And the masculine is starting to take a page out of your book, okay? It's like monkey see, monkey do, feminine. You stepped up in the divine masculine energy. You took control. You put your foot down. You decided that you are going to take action in your own life and embody your own masculine energy, okay? Especially for those of you who feel as if you waited a long time on your masculine and they didn't show or they didn't present themselves in the divine energy that you were hoping to see. You kind of had no choice, right? But to step into their shoes for a while and kind of show them how it was done. Now the masculine sees you in this energy. And like I said, they want to match you. They want to rise up in that sun energy. And again, I'm seeing the word light. So I kind of feel like you, by embodying this Emperor energy, by embodying the divine masculine yourself, you've enlightened the masculine. You've shown them the path. You've kind of helped them to see the light, metaphorically, right? So now that they know that you are the light feminine, let's talk about how they are planning to act moving forward. What actions are they wanting to take moving forward? The Empress. What did I say? They're wanting to match your energy. This is a true pair. Divine masculine, divine feminine. So pair that with the Fool. Y'all, this masculine is ready for a new beginning, okay? Maybe they've acted foolish in the past, but overall, I think that they're ready to finally take this leap of faith, okay? They want their true divine feminine. They don't want any more toxic love. They don't want any more scenarios where they feel like they're just wasting their gas, okay? Sitting in the car, revving the old engine, not going anywhere. Because these karmic partnerships will go ahead and put that boot on the tire, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, that is a sure way to make sure that you don't move forward in life at all by sticking around in connections that are not truly meant for you. So masculine is fully aware of what true love is and what it is not. This is a lesson that they've been learning for the past several months. We've been talking about this. So their actions intended are to take this risk with their divine feminine. This could be them showing up in a feminine energy. Okay, finally recognizing that they're the ones that are capable of creating something new, a new life, a new path, whatever you want to call it. So let's also talk about what they truly desire as an outcome here. How are they wanting this to go? How is the Divine Masculine wanting things to go? What is their true desired outcome here? So we have the Eight of Swords. Very interesting. I hope that they're not wanting this outcome. But when I see this card, I think to myself, whoever this is has really been stuck and trapped on a loop in their mind. Okay, I'm thinking of like a hamster on a wheel right now. There's someone who's really been overthinking and allowing themselves to believe that they can't move forward when in fact they have every ability to do so. Okay, this is someone who has been really stuck in their mind. And so again, their desire could be to come out of that energy. So let's clarify a little bit more. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords. This could also be them wanting to spend some more time thinking. But again, that could be a little bit of a dangerous game, considering the more you overthink, the more trapped you kind of become, right? So the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Pentacles, to clarify, yeah, I kind of feel as if this masculine is ready to follow their destined path, and they're wanting a brand new beginning, something that's going to be promising and lasting. This could be a proposal. It could be a small gift, a token of affection, but overall it's a seed. Okay, a seed that needs to be planted. So for those of you who have been waiting for your masculine to show up in the physical, I believe that's exactly what they plan to do. But on some level, I think that a part of their karma and a part of their lessons in this world have been to kind of follow their destiny, right? I think maybe they've ignored it in the past, or maybe they've overthought it to a point where, you know, maybe they said to themselves, wow, this opportunity is just way too good. It cannot be this easy, right? And so this kind of makes me feel like there's someone out there that's trying to make things harder than what they really are. So keep that in mind. This masculine definitely wants to try their luck, okay? Take this risk, spin the wheel of fortune. But again, this is a card of destiny and good fortune to come. So their desire is to finally make this offer, is to experience this destined connection that they feel with you, feminine. So let's talk about what's going on behind the scenes. What's something that we don't know about the masculine? What's going on behind the scenes? What's going on behind the scenes for the masculine? Okay, so behind the scenes, these masculines are feeling very sensual, okay? Feeling the need to take action, to go after what it is that they truly want. I see this as the energy of like wanting to claim someone. And as you can see, we've got Ross as the King of Wands. So a lot of passion, a lot of, again, sensual, even sexual energy here. King of Wands is like that big dick energy that we talk about. So behind the scenes, regardless of what's going on circumstantially, your masculine is feeling this energy and this need to take charge and take control. Okay, I feel as if a lot of these masculines, especially if they've done you a disservice in the past. I'll keep it nice. If they have disappointed you in the past, or if they've not shown up when they were supposed to, I do feel as if a lot of these masculines are wanting to make up for it, okay? So thinking about you behind the scenes, possibly fantasizing about you and imagining what it's going to be like when they finally come forward to claim you as theirs, okay? So let's talk about their challenge. What is currently challenging them at this time? So I think their main challenge here is they already know what they need to do, right? They're, again, more of this feminine energy coming through as the high priestess. They're probably receiving a lot of downloads right now and trying to trust their intuition. But I think that the challenge is that there are still some cycles that need to finally be closed for good, okay? With the world showing up, there's something that still needs to come into completion. And this could also involve world travel. So for some of you, the challenge could be your masculine wanting to come in your direction, but maybe there is some sort of physical blockage as far as distance is concerned, especially if, there are still like lockdowns and things like that going on right now with all of the coronavirus things that are happening in the world right now. It's just very difficult to travel for a lot of people, and this could be an issue, right? But overall, I'm seeing in general, there needs to be something closed out. And even though your masculine's aware of what that is, even though they are embodying this feminine energy, trusting their intuition and allowing their inner knowing to guide the way, again, talking about completion and an ending of the fool's journey. In order for them to take this leap of faith in your direction, feminine, they need to have closed out a previous journey that they took in the past, okay? So let's elaborate on these energies here. First off, processed energy for the masculine. We've got the Three of Wands in the reverse. So I do feel as if the masculine has also spent a lot of time being patient, waiting for their ships to come in. Look, we've got the plane taking off. Again, we were talking about traveling, but this is someone who has been manifesting something for a long time and not seeing their manifestation coming in. All right. So this could be a frustration that the masculine has dealt with, right? Maybe, again, that hamster on a wheel, this feeling of like spinning their wheels and not getting anywhere. And that can be really frustrating. But sometimes we need to be at that place in our lives in order to have these awakenings and realizations. So, like I said, let's elaborate on this energy. Let's clarify a little bit more when it comes to their conscious awareness. So Page of Pentacles in the reverse and the Four of Pentacles. So in their conscious mind, I think that the masculine is not wanting to invest any more of their time or energy into these karmic situations. As a matter of fact, I think right now they're really focused on saving up their money. Again, a miserly energy just could be them, again, feeling really upset about having to wait so long. Again, that spinning of the wheels type energy is making them kind of, it's just a heavy energy, okay? Making them want to save up, making them not want to expend any of their energy. They don't want to spend their money on anyone anymore. They're just ready to save it all up because they're wanting to build a foundation for themselves. So a really slow energy, but like I said, they're not wanting to invest anymore in anything that's not beneficial for them. So let's clarify their emotions. So we have the Queen of Wands, the High Priestess again, Six of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So let's pause. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse is another card that came up as a theme in the general collective full moon reading, talking about ending a long-term connection. So it's like in their heart, yeah, maybe they've had it all. Maybe they've been wealthy. Maybe they've had a long-term committed connection involving family and financial status. But in their heart, they know that having everything in the physical really means nothing when you're separated from someone that you truly care about, right? Six of Cups is a nostalgic energy. Again, this came up in the general reading. This is someone wanting to reconcile from the past. So it's like feminine, they're already fully aware in their heart that they're connected to you via the soul. They know that this is a very strong connection. They know that the times they've spent with you in the past are nothing but happy memories. Okay, they can't look back and say, oh, you know, this or that, because feminine, you've been there, right? You have provided this unconditional love for the masculine and sat back on your throne, just allowing them to do what they need to do, right? Providing them the space needed to come to these realizations on their own. And for that reason, you are showing up in their heart space as the Queen of Wands and High Priestess energy. Okay? It's like in their heart, they know that you've known all along. They know how connected you are to the divine. They know how smart you are, how intuitive you are, how sexy you are. Okay, this is a charismatic energy, someone who is capable of manifesting anything they want, attracting all that they desire, someone into the esoteric, and also the match to the King of Wands. So I think it's kind of funny how the King of Wands shows up in the behind the scenes energy, but also deep in their heart, they already know that you're the perfect match for them, feminine. They already know that the fire and the desire that they have for you is equally matched. So let's elaborate on how they are viewing you in the physical. Let's elaborate on the Emperor energy, my Lord. So you have the Devil in the reverse, and then we've got these three cards here. So feminine, they also are aware that you have processed some toxic energy of your own. Maybe there have been endings that you've had to go through, some toxicity, codependency, any sort of feeling tied down or trapped to external things. I think you've separated yourself from that sort of energy, and the masculine is aware. They can see that. Wheel of Fortune popping up again. Knight of Cups in the reverse. Five of Swords. And, you know, the way these cards flipped out, I'm not really sure if this was in the reverse or not, or what they flipped out as, but we're going to talk about both sides of the spectrum, obviously. So, Wheel of Fortune, luck, karma, destiny, right? Knight of Cups, coming forward with an emotional offer, being very vulnerable, wearing your heart on your sleeve. And then the Five of Swords is a very conflicting and petty type of an energy. So, feminines, I think that the masculine is also aware of the fact that you've offered your love in the past and you're no longer doing that anymore. Okay, you're no longer wearing your heart on your sleeve. You're no longer being vulnerable or showing your emotions, because I think you're just tired of the conflict. You're tired of guessing and wondering and hoping and praying for your masculine to return to you, when all you end up having to deal with is confusion and going back and forth in your own mind, perhaps, and kind of battling your own self, right? Wondering if this is real, if it's not real, if you should hold on, if you should move on. These are a lot of circulatory themes that take place within the feminine, and the masculine does see that from afar, okay? So if you have been the type to offer your love freely to the masculine, if you have made romantic offers towards your masculine in the past, they definitely see that you're not doing that anymore. As a matter of fact, they're also seeing you as creating your own luck in the world, right? No longer giving in to any toxic themes or relationships, and allowing yourself to kind of keep those romantic feelings to yourself. Not offering your love to just anyone either, and removing yourself from any situations that involve manipulation, gaslighting, etc., etc. Okay, so I think that's kind of a good thing, right? And I think that the masculine, if you've offered your love to anyone else in the past other than them, this could also be very conflicting for them as well, knowing what they had, knowing what they walked away from, and perhaps seeing you putting that energy into others even if it doesn't work out, right? Even though we just talked about that scenario yesterday in my little rant about connecting with people, opening your energy up to them only to find out that they ain't shit, right? And then, again, your masculine can pick up on those things. So whether or not these soul connections that you have outside of your twin flame journey are working or not, remember, you are your twin flame. So everything you experience, your masculine is also experiencing, regardless of the circumstances. We're all learning the same lessons and experiencing the same energy, okay? So let's elaborate on their actions moving forward. Let's clarify that Empress and Fool energy. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Oh. And the Page of Swords. Again, kind of looked like it was in the reverse, but we're going to talk about both things here. So, Queen of Cups in the reverse can be a really toxic energy. Talking about manipulation and guilt tripping and just emotional, like, just really bad emotional situations, okay? I don't know how else to say it, but Queen of Cups in the reverse can be a very volatile energy, right? Very moody, and very self-centered. Okay, so think of someone who is the opposite of the Queen of Cups, someone who's very narcissistic, who doesn't really care to experience true spiritual love. This is someone who I think uses their emotions to get what they want. So with the Page of Swords coming up in front of this energy, I do feel like the masculine is starting to take a step back and no longer communicating with anyone of this type of vibe. If they have anyone in their lives right now who exhibits this sort of energy, they are basically zipping the lips, okay? They could be keeping an eye on this person for like making sure that they don't try any crazy shit. But overall, I see the Page of Swords as a student, someone who is observing, someone who is learning. And this could be very simply saying, like, the reason the masculine is planning on moving towards their Empress and taking this risk is because they've seen all they need to see, okay? They have seen it all. They have seen every single thing they need to see within these karmic relationships. Nothing is changing. Nothing is improving. Nothing is getting any better than what it has been. And I think the masculine knows now what they need to do is just kind of keep their mouth shut about their plans and about their intentions, and just keep an eye on whoever this crazy individual is, all right? Because Queen of Cups in reverse is not an energy you want to mess with. Because again, unless you're trying to get wrapped up into an emotional guilt trip, then it's best to stay away, right? So your masculine could be connecting with a water sign and a distorted energy, or again, doesn't have to actually be a zodiac thing. It could just be their energy, right? So anyways, let's elaborate more on the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles, and Eight of Swords for their true desired outcome here. So you have Temperance in the reverse. Okay, they're not really wanting to wait anymore. I think this masculine has been patient long enough. And as a matter of fact, this whole Temperance energy popping up here with this Eight of Swords, not only have they been patient, but they've been thinking themselves to death in the process, okay? And by doing so, I think they understand where they've been actually blocking themselves and stopping themselves from having true happiness, from experiencing this amazing, fortunate new life and experience with their feminine. So they're not wanting to wait anymore, all right? They feel like they've been patient enough. With the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Wands in the upright, they're definitely ready for this manifestation to come in. They're ready to make it happen, and they're ready to start building a long-lasting foundation, Okay, Three of Pentacles is joining forces and teaming up with someone who is of the same energy, with the same goals, the same agenda. And feminine, you and the masculine are getting on the same page finally. And I think that this masculine is fully prepared and desiring this new life, right? They're desiring to start from the ground up and build a foundation with the one person who they know is their true pair. Okay, their true soul partner. So to clarify for the Three of Wands in the reverse, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So again, this is an idea that the masculine has been holding tight to for a long time. Okay, they've never forgotten the spark, the feeling, the energy that they felt when they were with you, feminine. And regardless of how many weeks, months, years you've been apart, this is that connection that can never be severed. No matter how hard you try, no matter how you try to distract yourself, no matter who you try to find to replace that person, it's not possible, okay? So I do feel as if there is a lot of passion and potential to create something new here. And again, this is something the masculine has been holding on to for a very, very long time. So let's go ahead and let's see how Spirit advises us to move forward and handle these challenges ahead, okay? I don't mean to keep hitting the camera. My apologies. So what does Spirit have to say in regards to overcoming said challenges? Anything else? All right, we're putting it down. So let's take a look at the two cards that popped up. So we have wisdom and boundaries. So with every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I'm continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon in my ear and turn it slowly. So even in that sense, failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? So we're just talking about how the masculine is fully aware of who the Queen of Cups is versus who the Queen of Cups in reverse is, right? They're fully aware of who is the person who's truly there for them unconditionally, who's always been there to help and guide and support, versus someone who is only out for their own benefit, their own gain, okay? Now, based on this wisdom, the masculine is now able to use this wisdom and discernment to move forward and creating a new path. With boundaries, okay, this is also something great. As far as boundaries are concerned, we talked about the Page of Swords, kind of keeping an eye on the Queen of Cups in reverse. This is a form of putting up boundaries, right? No longer communicating with anyone of that energy. Watching this person from afar and kind of being prepared to protect yourself just in case this person or this energy tries to attack you. Going all the way back to the Seven of Wands at the beginning of the reading. So again, the masculine is preparing consciously for this battle up ahead because of this energy down here, right? The Queen of Cups in the reverse, the karmic partner. So these boundaries are going to be very necessary for the masculine. And again, this is a mirrored energy. So this is also advice for you, feminine. I claim my right to set healthy boundaries, and I allow others to do the same. Sometimes personal space is taken, and sometimes it's given. And sometimes, if you're on the subway, it's completely disregarded and shamelessly invaded. I guess it depends on the day. So we talked earlier about how the feminine has given the masculine all the space in the world to learn these lessons and come to these conclusions on their own, which is probably something the Queen of Cups in reverse never even thought to do, okay? As a matter of fact, the Queen of Cups in the reverse is not the person who's ever going to give space. They're going to be the person who's constantly up your ass, trying to control the narrative, trying to manipulate your emotions and how you act in their world. So any of you out there right now listening, if you're still watching this video, I'm surprised because we're working up to 50 minutes now. But if you're still listening and you feel as if you've dealt with these type of individuals and you've had to put boundaries up for yourself, remember what I said. The lessons that you're learning are parallel to the lessons that the masculine is learning. Now, your situations and circumstances are probably night and day, but it's still the same theme of putting up these boundaries and learning from the lessons of your karmic partners. Okay. So going back to what I said earlier too, regardless of how many, days, weeks, months, years you've been apart from your masculine, this time apart has been absolutely necessary for these lessons to be learned. Okay. I promise you, feminine, you don't want to be the one to have to teach your masculine these lessons. And as a matter of fact, if the masculine ever comes in your direction, still needing to learn these lessons, you best let them go with grace, okay, and send them on their way, because regardless of the labels, twin flame, karmic, soulmate, whatever you want to call it, anyone who shows up in your environment in distorted energy does not belong in your environment. Okay, they don't belong in your space. Even if you're meant to be with this person in the long run, if they're showing up in a distorted energy, please tell them to have a blessed day in the Lord, because that is not something that you need to entertain. You don't need to be the one teaching your divine masculine these lessons directly. That's what their karmic partners are for. That's what their friends and family and people in their lives are for. Okay, you feminine are end game. So we can't have any divine masculines showing up in distorted energy, because you'll just be able to tell right then and there that it's not your time yet. Okay, so hopefully this gave y'all some guidance. And of course, I will be digging into the musical messages edition, volume 1, since we are in Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. So we'll be taking it back to the first volume. And if you didn't already know, this deck can be purchased in my shop, which I will link down below. So what messages do we have from the divine masculine to the divine feminine? Anything else? Anything else? All right. So we have Magic by Coldplay. Call it magic, cut me in two, and with all your magic, I disappear from view, and I can't get over you. Still I call it magic, such a precious truth. So feminines, you are magic, okay? And it could be a very confusing thing for the masculine to wrap their heads around, but they're recognizing that even though they might have disappeared from your life, feminine, they still cannot get over you, okay? They cannot get over your energy. They cannot get over the connection that the two of you share. Going back to this connectedness, okay? Understanding how everything comes together in the bigger picture. As the world falls down, so we've got David Bowie from The Labyrinth, okay? If you haven't seen The Labyrinth, I'm sure you all already know. It's one of my faves. So there's such a fooled heart beating so fast in search of new dreams, a love that will last within your heart. I'll place the moon within your heart. So for those of you who don't know about The Labyrinth, obviously this is the ballroom scene where Jareth basically professes his love to Sarah, okay? And he tells her, like, you can have it all here. You can have everything with me. And I think this is very symbolic, because I think for a lot of divine masculines, there has been this theme of their world kind of falling apart without the feminine. And I think this is the masculine's way of saying, like, even though the world is falling down around them, feminine, you are still the moon, okay? You are still the light of their life. So we've got a chunk over here. So let's see what we've got, y'all. Talking to the moon. We're saying how you are the moon, you are the light, okay? So at night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself talking to the moon, trying to get to you in hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone talking to the moon? And that's Bruno Mars. So feminines, if you're the type like me who likes to gaze at the moon, I was actually just doing that earlier, standing outside in the cold, just kind of staring up at the old sky there. If that's you, I have a strong feeling that your masculines are doing the same thing, okay? Reminds me of that song Somewhere Out There from from American Tail. We also have I Won't Give Up, because even the stars, they burn. Some even fall to the earth. We've got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up. And that's Jason Mraz. So we talk about how the masculine's been waiting a long time, right? You've been waiting a long time too, feminine. But they're telling you that they're not going to give up on you. They're not going to give up on this. And a lot of this energy of things falling apart, right? Talking about the stars falling to the earth and the world falling down and connecting through celestial bodies. And we have this card right here too. You're talking about how feminine, you're like a magnet and you draw everyone into your orbit, right? Masculine can't help but being enveloped in your orbit as well. And even if it means that the universe combusts, they're still not going to give up on connecting with you, feminine. So whether it's in this life or the next, the masculine is determined to connect back with you. So finally, and this is a major synchronicity for me, seeing as this is the only song I have ever communicated in the physical to my divine masculine. No one like you, Scorpions. So there really are no words strong enough to describe all my longing for love. I don't want my feelings restrained. So again, the masculine is saying that they're tired of holding back this love. They're tired of feeling as if they're restrained, okay? Look at this Eight of Swords energy. They're tired of this. They're tired of feeling trapped and stuck. They're tired of wondering and waiting and hoping for things to change. They know that it's time for them to take action because there is no one like you, feminine, okay? No one like you. And there's no one else in this world like your divine masculine, okay? So keep that in mind. I know a lot of you might have been feeling the need to pull away and separate yourself from the labels, separate yourself from the journey. And trust me, I am with you. I'm on that same page. But isn't it crazy how no matter how hard you try, it always comes back down to the same person, okay? The same synchronicities, the same signs. So to end this reading on this song, like I said, is very synchronistic for me personally. But again, hopefully this does resonate with other divine feminines out there. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to hear how it all makes sense to you, what you're going through. If you do not feel comfortable sharing your story on the channel, as always, you can email me, send me a DM on Instagram. I'm likely to respond on Instagram over anything else. But you guys, like I said, it's been a minute. And I do plan on, like I said, getting back into the swing of things, coming in with some more messages for you guys. So I hope that in the meantime, y'all have been doing well. I hope that you have found something within this reading that resonates with you, that has given you some sort of clarity or guidance. And of course, if you are a part of the Spicy Subscriber Society, feel free to stick around at the end of the video. I will be posting a special message for the Divine Feminines. So if you are not a member yet and you would like some extra content, or you would like some more personalized messages, then feel free to join us over there, as I love connecting with you guys on that more intimate level. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoy this full moon energy and the next couple of weeks as we wrap up January and move into February. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon.